This is India Global. We now turn our attention to fresh trouble that's brewing for UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer as pressure mounts on him to sack his anti-corruption minister Tulip Siddiq. Why? Well, she is the niece of ousted Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. This comes after Bangladesh Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus condemned her use of properties gifted to her and her family by the Awami League government and called for a probe into Siddiqi's links to Hasina's regime. Following this, calls for Siddiqi's resignations have grown in the UK, with Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch saying it's time for Keir Starmer to sack Tulip and accusing Starmer of appointing his personal friend as anti-corruption minister, even as she has accused herself of corruption. Now, where does this go? Will this only amplify the entire narrative when it comes to Awami League? Will this have repercussions for India? Will this have repercussions for the India-UK relationship? Let's decode all of that, and let's get in Naresh Kaushik, who's a senior journalist, joining me from the UK. And we also have Mohammad Kamruzzaman, who's a senior journalist, joining me from Dhaka. All right, Mr. Kaushik, let me start with you, sir. How do you see the clamour that's growing for Tulip's resignation, but the larger impact of this that could have the fallout, whether it is for the UK-Bangladesh relationship and the India-Bangladesh relationship as well?
Thanks for inviting me, Gaurie, for your program. This is actually quite an important issue for UK politics at the moment, and it has come when Keir Starmer is already facing a lot of problems. He could have actually avoided this issue, having already been accused of not doing enough when he was Director of Public Prosecutions, when gangs of Pakistani origin were raping young white girls. And then the economy is not doing well in the UK, and his finance minister is being held responsible for that. So now this Tulip Siddiqi's case, who is actually, ironically, she's in charge of a department which deals with corruption. So she is basically anti-corruption minister, and she's being accused of corruption herself because of her links with her aunt in Bangladesh. So she's facing three main allegations. One is that she has used in UK a number of properties which are linked to her aunt's close aides. And then she's also accused of being involved in a deal which she's accused of brokering with Russia, about $5 billion deal to build nuclear power plant in Bangladesh. And there are allegations that she took some kickbacks in that. And also she's accused of influencing her aunt as a UK politician to have some properties in Bangladesh, particularly one plot of land in the diplomatic enclave in Dhaka. Now, Tulip Siddiq has denied these allegations. She's calling it a political witch hunt. She has also referred herself to UK's ethics committee voluntarily, and she's saying that she'll stand by whatever is the outcome. But, this has become a big political issue. As you said, opposition is demanding her sacking.
Mohammad Kamruzzaman, let me ask you this, that how will this impact the UK-Bangladesh relationship? And do you see having that a spillover on the India-Bangladesh relationship as well?
Thank you very much. Actually, this is a matter of great concern for Bangladesh, because you know that Bangladesh now going through a financial crisis also, and against Sheikh Hasina and most of the ministers and high officials of her regime were accused of corruption and money laundering, and there are so many reports about it. And Tulip Siddiq, who was very close to Sheikh Hasina, and whenever Sheikh Hasina visited UK, there were also some parts of meeting Sheikh Hasina and Tulip Siddiq. And Tulip Siddiq visited Bangladesh. So there is a family relations fast family relations. So there is no reason that Sheikh Hasina was not influenced by her. So this is the perception here in Bangladesh. Actually, there are also some allegations from Bangladesh that most of the children of Sheikh Hasina or Sheikh Mujib family who claim themselves as the main leaders, historic leader in independence movement in Bangladesh during 1971. But their children are settled different countries. But the image of Tulip Siddiq was totally different because she gained a very high position in UK politics, and she was the anti-corruption minister. So this was a very positive side of Awami League here. Or
no, my question is, if Starmer says he's not going to sack her, then what impact does that have on the Bangladesh-UK relationship?
Of course, Bangladesh now will demand UK, or the process has already been started, that these allegations should be investigated by the UK government properly, and the money that has been laundered by Sheikh family with the help of Tulip Siddiq, that should be returned to Bangladesh. This will be a very high demand of the Bangladesh government. But how the UK government will respond to this, it will be a matter that will rely on the relationship between Bangladesh and UK. And at the same time, you know that ex-Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is already in India, and centering this issue already, there is tensions between India and Bangladesh. So this matter should be solved in a very clean way.
Mr. Kaushik, let me ask you the same question. Assuming that Keir Starmer says that he's not going to sack Tulip Siddiq, how do you see that playing out in terms of political relationship between the two sides?
Well, first of all, he has said that at the moment he has full confidence in Tulip Siddiq. But if she's found of breaking any rules in the UK, her position will be untenable. And I don't think Keir Starmer will be able to keep her. But another important question which we need to understand is this is another case of subcontinent's politics affecting Britain. Because as you know, Bangladeshi community is very powerful politically. There are some constituencies where Bangladeshi vote is very important. And Tulip Siddiq represents a constituency where also Bangladeshi votes are very important. So it's very difficult for them to, for the government to basically not take any action against that. But at the same time, you know, the people who are critical of Sheikh Hasina here as well, they are also clamoring for her scalp. So they are saying that, look, this is a good opportunity for them, you know, to show that, you know, Sheikh Hasina has been influencing not only politics and corruption in Bangladesh, but also she has her wings outside the country, and Britain is one of the countries. So this is actually also a case of, you know, political drama being played out here.
Indeed, it is. And final word as we wrap this discussion very quickly to both of you, which is that, let me start with the guest from Dhaka, Mr. Mohammed, that do you think there is this obsession with focusing on Sheikh Hasina, Sheikh Hasina's family, rather than repairing Bangladesh? That's what the whole focus should be on.
No, actually, that's not. During the 17-year-long regime, so Sheikh Hasina has influenced everywhere. So the image of Sheikh Hasina or trial of Sheikh Hasina or her family or corruption is also very much important for whole Bangladesh. So Bangladeshi people are eagerly waiting to see a fair consequence of all the allegations of corruptions and other human rights violations. And Tulip Siddiq or Sheikh Hasina, both matters now dealing by UK and India should be resolved in a very amicable way and in a very transparent way. This is the expectation of the people of Bangladesh. And this is also a matter in relationship between Bangladesh, India and Bangladesh, UK. Yes.
Okay, let me quickly put that to Mr. Kaushik as well. I'm running out of time, sir, but quickly.
Yes, basically what is happening is this is Bangladesh's new government is after Sheikh Hasina and her family and her aides. There is no doubt about that. But at the same time, you can't really ignore serious allegations of corruption. So they have to take action. So building Bangladesh will come after addressing these allegations.
All right, leave it there, both of you. Really appreciate both of you for joining me on this edition of India Global. As far as the Bangladesh issue is concerned, all I can say is that the obsession should be to repair Bangladesh, build Bangladesh, rather than be consumed with vengeance and retribution.